Maiyegun the command of the masses. Maiyegun the come. Maiyegun the Politico. Maiyegun the come. This one not a of in mind. Maiyegun the come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh yo yo, and people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh yo yo. Maiyegun the command of the masses. Maiyegun the come. Maiyegun the Politico.
Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon to you, good evening from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live, and I hope you can hear me so clearly. So I think this works. From wherever you are joining from, thank you for joining me. For those who are going to watch the video later, you're also welcome. Okay. Tonight, I just want to take you through the journey of the great job that Buhari and APC Abeokuta that they are doing in Nigeria. So, if you are watching on Facebook, you can share this broadcast with your friends. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can do the same and let me know what the audio is like. I will be back. So I want to check my audio. Just a moment. So let me know in the comment section if the audio is perfect for you just before we continue. Okay, please. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Even as you might not like Buhari, you don't like him, but he is doing a job. Yeah. Thank you. So when we get to that section where we are likely going to have a phone call or phone in, I will use my headset. Thank you very much. Somebody said it should be increased a little. You might need to increase the volume of your own device. Thank you so much for joining me. Clear. You might not like Buhari, like all of us knows that as a jihadist, as a terrorist apologist, there's nothing to like, except for those who are either seeking patronage or those who are feeding fat from the crumbs that they are getting in order to continue to be saboteurs to their own people in the name of one Nigeria, even though if they know it's not working. Let me put it this way. It is not a news that Nigeria is not working. It never worked, right? It is not working. And as we have it, right, it is never going to work. And you and I know why. But some people will tell you that we might need to be patient a bit. Before they added terrorism to the trouble and problem of the whole Nigeria, it was all about corruption, poverty, and all that. Abi, police brutality, injustice here and there. This has now been, all these have now been upgraded with the addition of terrorism, state-sponsored terrorism. So, since Buhari came, and when you remember that time, I'll keep reminding you, by the way, it's for a reason. You remember that time when Buhari went to the US? You remember that video? Buhari went to the US and he told his own US audience, who asked him that as the new president, what is your plan for the government of national unity? National unity means inclusiveness. Something that the past, guys who have been in charge of Nigeria, they have managed to perfect the art of that scheme of making everybody believe that they are involved in how Nigeria is being run or governed. Even though upon all of that, the only thing they could deliver was just poverty, corruption, and underdevelopment. But they still managed to hide what Boko Haram came out to expose. And that is the fraudulent United Nigeria. So whether you like him, whether you don't like him, there's something you have to be thankful for. If not for Boko Haram, today, the people, everyone from every part of Nigeria, who are now either seeking for Boko Haram to resign if they still want them to believe that Nigeria is a country, or restructure and different demand, and those who are asking for, let us all go our different ways and save lives. The reason why all of these are at the top, the top voices right now is simply because Boko Haram is doing a great job of dividing Nigeria. The problem is beyond just the poverty now. It has grown deeper into ethnic division, which has always been the red line for years. That ethnic division, that those who are ethnic jingoists, religious fanatics, and those who have used all manner of tools to hoodwink the poor people who are trapped in Nigeria. Boko Haram has snowballed it since they gained power. Right? This stench of division and total disappointment is also oozing outside Nigeria, including all the rest of Africa, where other African countries no longer really look up to Nigeria, except those who knows that if you are a Fulani from any part of West Africa and you have access to power, you can be a friend to another Fulani jingoist, religious fanatic, a terrorist apologist, and all that. You'll be a friend to Nigeria. Apart from that, that is why when you see the friends of Boko Haram in Africa, you see mostly dictators or product of dictatorship in Africa. So it divided Nigeria to the point that people are now so interested in separating and going different ways with the Fulanis in Nigeria. And you all know why. That is the job Boko Haram has been doing. And we must acknowledge it, whether we like it or not. Today, the Yorubas are not just demanding for a different arrangement with Nigeria. Young Yorubas are demanding for what they believe is the better option for their future. But let me take you through this journey, the journey of self-discovery. You are a young man. I'm a young man. And I don't know how long I have to live. And personally, at this stage of my life, I don't think it is ideal for me to listen to the same older people who have been deciding and in a way coercing and cajoling us, manipulating us to agree with them for years in deciding for what should be our future. We have let them decide for so long. They have become so rich, so powerful. Now, when you say journey of self-discovery, it is a journey of you asking yourself, what do you want in life? When you go to the church, they will tell you, whatever you want, ask God. But what they won't tell you is that God may grant you the wisdom to ask what you really want. The wisdom of asking. Well, let's start from the wisdom of thinking and realizing that you deserve better and you should go for it, even if you are religious, right? A journey of self-discovery where you will say, where is my future going? If you sit down and if you use this particular statistic, which will help you, self-discovery, in order for you to come to the realization that, do you really think Nigeria is for you? And why?
Where is that conviction coming from? What makes you feel so convinced that it's just going to be a matter of time? I will come to that. Self-discovery, where you can ask yourself, is Nigeria really for me? If Nigeria is going to be for me, what kind of Nigeria is it going to be for me? Now, if you go to church, like I said, or if you are a prayerful person, which I do respect a lot. I don't know much about our prayer point anymore, but I respect it. But let's say you have the ability to think that your situation needs to change, right? And therefore you take it to God. The ability to think it is also the ability to change it. After asking God, maybe ask for God for guidance. Some of you have different relationship with your God, and I respect that. Okay. The only point at the point I disagree with you, because I know that is the point where the politician take advantage of you. You believe in God. You have very strong faith. I respect that. Okay. Now, you know that if you ask your God for something, one way or the other, it is either you get more inspiration to go and do it, the confidence and the courage to go and ask after thinking that your situation needs to change. You relay it to God. Great. After that, the Bible says, faith. Is that what it says? Faith without work is nothing. You have the faith. God, I deserve a better life. I am a graduate. I am educated enough. I've got this skill. And the society is pretty much rigged against me. God is not going to unrig that against you. Right? Now, you thought about it and you're like, I want to change my situation. The next thing will be, how? You don't leave it to God and say, God, lead me. What you are doing is that you are, in a way, giving your own responsibility to God and then wait because you have faith. That is where the manipulation comes in. That is why today, many of you, despite the fact that you used to be so faithful to God, right? You are so strong. But it is Nigeria that made you begin to question that your God. I respect you. And I respect every decision of yours. But when you can pinpoint where they are playing you, the likes of Tifnumbu will not be able to speak for you. Because he can't speak for you. He's been speaking for you. He's been claiming to be speaking for you. At least, even if you don't know much about the past, the last 22 years, he's been paraded as a Yoruba leader. What makes a leader? Responsibility to speak for your people. Fight for them, not for yourself, or make your people fight for you. That is what the likes of Tifnumbu and the rest are doing. When they want to manipulate you, they will use where you come from. They will use God to tell you. I'm going to go into detail of that, why you should never be manipulated. And what is going on right now, it is a revolution of mind, especially of the young people. For 22 years since democracy started, 22 years in 1999, from 1999 to 2021, that's about 21 years. There are many young people in Yoruba land right now. Many young people in northern Nigeria. Many young people in Biafra land. They were given birth to 21 years ago. Some of them, they have been trapped in that Nigeria. Those who were talking for them, those who were negotiating for them, those who have become governors, reps, senators, they have been people who came from your own zones and regions. So when these failed people come back to you to say, God is on the throne, God has a plan, God is going to do something, what they are doing is that they are telling you not to ask questions in order not to act. They are also telling you at the same time that you shouldn't question them that much. Because whatever they managed to do, just consider it that it was God that told them to do it. Even if they want to help you, even if they want to build a good country, even if they want to keep you safe, right? They still need God, like you. They need God to guide them before they can do it. But they don't need God to budget billions and billions. They didn't need God to borrow money in your names. They didn't need God, right, to bring you to this sorry wreck stage. But they are now asking you, where is your faith? That is why if you go to any church and you are talking about Nigeria, and they are telling you that the reason why you have no job is simply because there are some village people after you. The reason why you have no job is because somebody placed a generational curse on you. That is another manipulation to take your mind off the real problem. There is no village people after you, if you reason it well. Politicians who continue to borrow money, they continue to sell crude oil, they continue to print money, they continue to tax you, they continue to borrow money in your name, right? Despite all of that, they destroyed the economy, stole everything they could steal, and they shipped everything abroad. You know about it. Now, when you fail to build hospitals, when you fail to equip those hospitals, when you fail to build schools and you fail to equip them, you fail to build roads, you fail to build or even to train the policemen that are going to handle arms and ammunition to protect the citizens. When you fail to pay them, when you fail in all of this, what you are calling for is this. You have a generation, you have a population of uneducated or miseducated people who will rather become superstitious because they cannot think. So when you destroy, the way to destroy a country is to destroy the education. Education in Nigeria is destroyed. You and I know that, right? So when they fail in that regard, they have already cheated you. Now listen to this. If you are not one of those who are opportune enough to have an uncle or to have parents who were able to give you the education they could afford, to the level they could afford, to today where you can fend for yourself, despite the rigged system against you, right? If you are lucky, be grateful. There are millions that are not, right? Because of poor healthcare system in Nigeria, 2 out of every 5 children given birth to in Nigeria, they will die before they reach their age or before they reach the age 5. Listen to this. That is not village people. That is not Ogbanje. That is not Abiku. It is a faulty healthcare system that will allow, 2. In fact, the figure was that 4 out of 10 of every child born in Nigeria, 10 children in Nigeria, 4 of them are going to die before they reach the age 5. You know what I'm talking about. Some will die while they give birth to them, few months. Some will die after a year. Many people have considered their own children dying simply because of Abiku, or some people killing and feeding their children. Evil people. That is what the system can do to you. The education is ruined. There is poor, adulterated education system, producing and churning out graduates that are unemployable. But there are people who are trying to re-educate themselves so that they can at least match up. Those who couldn't re-educate themselves, they are educating themselves on how to at least also rigged in the system, using every means of fraud and fraudulent means. That's the system they created by destroying education. That has nothing to do with God. When they destroyed the healthcare system, that has nothing to do with God. Right? Now, when you now go to church and they make you give testimonies that you are traveling in your bus, that you are traveling in, out of 18 people, 14 people died. 3 people broke their legs, broke their necks, and broke their back. But you, by the grace of anointing, grace of God, you are rescued. And the only thing you are going to pick out of that is that at least you didn't die. Do you get that now? 18 people, 14 died. Hey, thank God though. So with that, you will never be able to reason why the road that was supposed to be constructed wasn't constructed. the system that should check if that vehicle is actually, roadworthy. There is no system to check that. So that is why when you want to travel in Nigeria, they will say, everybody close your eyes, let us pray. They want to pray against, they want to bind, they want to lose, they want to do every evil thing on the road. But in fact, the funny part is that they will even be praying against bad road. They will be praying against brake failure. They will be praying against tire busting, because that is what a rig system does to you. Now, let us come back to those who have made that happen and why the same people cannot tell you that they have a new idea. What is the new idea? Do you get that? What is that new idea? That they are now going to start building hospitals, or they are going to start paying doctors, and they are going to start improving healthcare or building schools? Hello? That they are going to begin to start training police? They have been talking about police reform. You know it. How can the same people tell you that you are too young to understand war? How can the same people be telling you that you are wrong to demand for a better life, whether as Oduduwa Republic or a restructured Nigeria that actually care for you? How can anybody tell you that you are too young to be asking for that? How? And you want to agree? How can a referendum become a war? How? It is because of a destroyed education system. And many of us, we are product of that failed education system. And when you listen to them, when you read them online, offline, you are just going to shake your head. Like, you have what is called federal character. Federal character, even if though they put together a fraudulent country, right? A country that is rigged against others, there is no genuine, reliable census in Nigeria. And do you know why? Because if they should do it, it will become so obvious that the long-held belief that northern Nigeria are more than southern Nigeria, that myth will automatically be demystified. Because you see, the fraudulent Nigeria they put together says every money generated from every part of Nigeria, okay, should go to the center. So that money will now be shared according to the population. Also, according to the numbers of states. Also, according to the numbers of local governments. So they now brought a bogus census. For years, they have been using it. Right? Bogus. They said the northern Nigeria, which happens to be mostly desert, unoccupied space areas, right? But whether na cow, na goat, chicken, or even small building, they counted them as human beings and they piled up the figure. So when they started structuring, because when you are asking for restructuring, you either don't know what you are asking for. Restructuring is a fraud. To the Fulani oligarchs, the Sokoto Caliphate, they have already restructured Nigeria to what they want. The only restructuring you are asking for is the one that is against them, and I will make you understand. Federal character says everybody from everywhere must be part of the government in the center in deciding what will happen. But when Boko Haram came, it destroyed federal character. So when they put this fake structure together, they gave 19 states to northern Nigeria, which has now become a lie. Because from that 19 states, there lies the Middle Belt. And they have their own about 5 states there. However, 19 states from 36 states. And they gave 17 states to the southern Nigeria. According to them, the north is more than the south. On record, geographically, there is no way a northern desert will be more populated than a vegetated greener pasture that is so close to the ocean, Atlantic Ocean. But in Nigeria, they put that fraud together. Out of 774 local government areas in Nigeria, they put over 450 in northern Nigeria. Okay? And they put about 320 in southern Nigeria. So whenever every penny they raised from every part, including crude oil sale, all the money will go to Abuja. Okay? And they will now share the money according to the numbers of local government per state. Okay? Now, when it comes to the money that goes to Abuja, northern Nigeria in total, in a year, they contribute to Abuja, they contribute a total of 140 billion naira. Now, when you read it in the papers that Nigeria shared 670 billion, and from this money, 51% goes to the federal government. I think it's 55% goes to the federal government. 45% goes to the, 30% goes to the state. 15% goes to the local government. Now, if you have more local government in your own state, there is guarantee that you get more money. Right? So this is how they have been sharing it. There is something called Education Tax Fund. Education Tax Fund in Nigeria requires or mandates every company in Nigeria to pay 2% of their gross profit, annual profit, before tax. So they will pay 2% of that profit to the federal government. That money is meant for education. That law says the region with the most companies should be given more percentage of that money every month to go into education. You know what they do with that money? They just add the entire money to the entire money they want to share. They will just share everything. While the total generated revenue, that is federal government revenue in Nigeria, comes, a total of over 70% of the of the federal government revenue in Nigeria come from the southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria takes just about 15% of that money. The remaining of that money, the 75% of that money, goes to Abuja and northern Nigeria. Do you now see why they have a lot of money to sponsor terrorism? Because when they rated the internally generated revenue within states in Nigeria, 19 states from northern Nigeria generated in a total revenue of 1.3 trillion naira between 2020 and 2021. The southern Nigeria generated over 970 billion internally among the states. Northern Nigeria generated something around 360 billion, 19 states. But they contributed so little. Even that little they contribute, with the chunk they get back, they still failed to invest it in their people. They are investing the money in either expanding religious fanaticism or expanding Sharia, sponsoring terrorism, and then sponsoring international propaganda against Nigeria on why Nigerians must accept terrorism as a way of life. Do you understand that now? This is why when Buhari came in, right, and he decided to put in his Fulani brothers and sisters, terrorist apologists everywhere, right? People didn't really care. That was the first time it destroyed what is called the federal character. Now that the federal character has been killed, the southern collaborator, those who told you that Nigeria will still work, whether PDP or APC, they are keeping mute because at first they told us Buhari could do whatever he liked. He could appoint anybody from anywhere he wanted. If he wanted everybody from Daura, he could do it. That was what the southern saboteur told us. But what they didn't tell us was that arrangement was going to put us in danger. We are going to begin to run from our homes, from the AK-47 wielding criminals who now have the protections of the Nigerian police, the protection of the Nigerian military, the protection of the Nigerian Air Force, the protection of the Nigerian presidency. If you speak up, you are tagged enemy of Nigeria. If you speak up, you are tagged enemy of northern Nigeria. If you speak up, even when your people are killed, you are tagged a terrorist, even when terrorists are killing you. This is what the 6 years of APC, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, Al-Qaeda People's Court Group, Al-Qaeda People's Court, this is where they have brought you in 6 years. If you want to divide a country, elect Abeokuta Maiyegun. We were reading their response to Enugu Parrot Mbaka. Enugu Parrot Mbaka does not deserve anybody's pity. But again, sarcastically, we cannot say an attack on Mbaka is an attack on the southern Nigeria. The criminals who were able to defend is a pandemic. The Al-Qaeda apologists in Boko Haram's government, the same characters who have been doing overwork, they have been doing overtime to convince us that whatever Isa pandemic said is allegiance to terrorists, and his exposure or his his role being in charge of your own personal data doesn't count. Then we can say, Mbaka, Enugu Parrot, any attack on him is attack on the Yoruba, on the southern Nigeria. But however, you might not actually have to pity him. This is why Mbaka, the Enugu Parrot.
So you are here in your capacity as a big governor, and I wish to tell you the truth. What we are doing here is like fundraising to build this ministry. We have a lot of structures we are yet to build. Here I am now. I am a tenant living in somebody's house to park in here. So we are asking you, former minister and the governor, you have said something to break the collar, and we say you should not be announced publicly. I will not announce it publicly, but I want to tell you that of all that supported the other governors who came, none of them even give anything lesser than that. So we have been waiting since we heard you are coming. All these things are to be sold. We could have started sales, but they said you are coming. We delayed everything. Even this Prado, this vehicle, all these things are to be sold. We are to build structures here, hostels, hospitals, facilities, auditoriums. So, please, which of the structures can you people help us to build? Please. The issue on supporting Buhari. The issue on supporting Buhari. If you were here when we are speaking to P2B representing Atiku, how I wish you were here. I know that Obi went out here almost disgraced. So supporting Buhari is almost becoming a curse. It's no longer a blessing. We won't tell you that we will not support him. Even if not for his sake, for the sake of his good wife. She has been sending some little charity articles, food items we give to the poor. But this ministry must be built. For his sake, I was almost being assassinated because we stood for him. APC was down till the prophecy came up here that Buhari is going to be the president. And after that, we were forgotten and abandoned. We are delaying that Atiku will come and see me because I want to know what we can do that will not be put to shame by supporting somebody that God has not approved. I will give you the microphone. Listen, Governor. You know, when you were speaking about Igbo people in Kano, this is all we know. We have been supporting you people. If you know what this ministry is passing through, because we are supporting Buhari. And the attackers are waiting to hear me say that I'm supporting him again, and the attack will start, and the Buhari will remain in his Asorok, being somebody who cannot give money. What does that mean? All the people they are giving allocation, what qualification do they have that we don't have? Who among them have done for him what we are doing for him? Not what we have done, what we are doing for him. It's because of this Buhari that we have told P2B all this rubbish he had today. And I want to tell you, if Buhari will remain ungrateful to this ministry, he is going nowhere. The one who has supported him, what is holding him is spiritual. How many times had he died almost? And he should not take it for granted that he's now healthy. Anything can happen and his health will collapse. Atiku is waiting for him somewhere. And the only thing that can stop Atiku is spiritual. So, you people should go and come back. You should not take us for granted. I am speaking with spiritual mandates. Even if people don't want to do something for us, look at the poor masses that almost died for you people. Not even a broom job is given to anybody. How can I speak to them again to support? All of them love Buhari, but they have been abandoned by the same Buhari. So, I am asking you, if you can save even the image of this, our brother who wants to be the governor. If you listen, the moment he said he wants to be the governor, people started shouting, no. Can you sense it? Because they felt hot. You have not seen the adoration people. These are people who came for the bazaar. If you come in any of our crusades, or come here, send somebody 31st night, December. You will know the capacity of the people grieved. Our loyalty, our support for Buhari is not debatable. But the way he has paid back to us is dangerous and cancerous and destructive and can pull any leader down. That is why if we now stop supporting Ugwai and start supporting this man, he doesn't need to spend one kobo to win. But as of now, the whole Enugu, forget about those who are deceiving him. So, I want you to help and clean the image. It's a culture of ingratitude. And I don't want that to continue. Like now you have come, when you go, tell him, say Friday they will invite me in Abuja, I will come and stay for 1 week and come back. Nobody will see me. I will call and call and call, and even when we see him, listen, if I tell you the level of fasting and prayers that are generated from this ministry, for Buhari's health, for his continuity, if there is time, I will take you to where I was living. Buhari's health, for his continuity. If there is time, I will take you to where I was living. Because of this Buhari, I am in this bush. Can the federal government take this minister as a project? What will it lose from their pocket? A ministry that will back them spiritually and they will go forward. So when you go, you organize your people. Tell them that the man called Mordecai has not been rewarded. Therefore, the king will never have rest. You know, Jonathan thought with all the things he had as a president that he will win. Jonathan is on this side. He's my brother, my friend. But he was alive and I told him he will not win. He should resign honorably or he will be disgraced publicly. That Buhari is taking the chair. If it is a place where things work well, the moment Buhari climbs to that chair, he will come here. What does it take him? One morning flight, he comes here and thank the minister that made him who he is. Then he can fly back. So it's not a matter of breaking cola with anything and we should announce silently. They will still know because it will be in the record. So take a project. Kano State has the capacity.
I know. It can be annoying, isn't it? But it's good for you to, you can see how cringy it is, right? Very cringy. These are the worst parts towards 2019, right? It's so cringy. And these are the people that they want somebody like me to listen to. I mean, no offense, all right? You may be listening to somebody like that. But you see, when you see pastors or bishop or a cleric or a father or anybody, the moment they say they have opinion about politics, which is great, but they should never, any conversation that has to do with politics, they should never associate it with God because it is manipulative. It is the way to manipulate you. Because you have to respect them because you might think they are hearing from God. Which God? Sure. Do you understand that? Because if you go back, way back, you realize that some of those people who prophesied most of the time, they have been telling us how this is going to happen, that's going to happen, Nigeria is going to be this, blah, 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 blah. You know so many of those things, right? Because they're not hearing from anybody. It's always been a job. No single one of them could tell us that this is our sin. This is the sin. The offense we commit or committed was because of this. And they could have pleaded with God to forgive. Have they not been asking God for forgiveness for Nigeria? Now, so God hates Nigeria rich because they're not hearing from any God. So job. Thank God for social media. That's why they don't like us. They say we are unfiltered, we are unchecked, and we just throw everything out there. That's what we do. And when Mbaka said this, they didn't take it lightly with him. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, this.
People should go to farm. They should farm. After farming, herdsmen will go and eat the crops. And the herdsmen will not be branded terrorists. Last week it was in Owerri, jailbreak here and there. We never heard of such things that are happening now. But if the government will not sit up and do what they should do, begin to rule out the monies they packed, preparing for 2023, that 2023 may not come. It will be a story of tragedy. I plead that the church leaders will understand me as a messenger of God and not begin to fight me because the danger is going to affect the church. When gunmen begin to strike inside the church, they will begin to kill one man of God or the other man of God and kill members in the church. Who will go to church again? The priests will lose their jobs. The bishops will lose their jobs. So you better keep quiet or you support what I'm saying. Because it's evolving from the altar of truth and righteousness. Everybody will soon be affected. How can our children be killed? Just listen, you hear about killing. Nobody is safe again in this country. Do you think you are safe? Ask your neighbor.
You think say they're wise? You are a mumu man. You are a mumu man. And then throw the guy.
Honestly speaking. But like I said, any attack on Mbaka from these terrorists from northern Nigeria is an attack on the southern Nigeria. Sarcastically, by the way, because I don't. I condone this kind of people. That's why I don't believe in them.